In new international news, French President Emmanuel Macron has unveiled his first cabinet. Former Defense Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian has switched portfolios to foreign affairs, while EU lawmaker Sylvie Goulard has been named Defense Minister. Right-winger Bruno Le Maire is France's new economy minister. Macron's major supporters during the presidential race have also been given prominent roles. The balance in the new cabinet is deemed crucial for elections in June. Macron needs more support to help his new Republique En Marche movement secure a parliamentary majority in order to push through his ambitious reform plans. For more on this, we are joined by CGTN's Elena Casas in Paris. Elena, it seems like Macron's cabinet is well designed to foster unity in France. What else stands out?
Well, he's certainly upset a lot of people on both the right and left for someone who's trying to create a sense of unity. He's poached politicians from both the Socialist Party, like the mayor of Lyon, Gérald Collomb, who will become Interior Minister, and the outgoing Defence Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian, who's getting the Foreign Ministry portfolio, and also from the right, the centre-right Les Républicains Party, from where comes Bruno Le Maire, who's now going to be Economy Minister. So politicians of the left really are in charge of foreign policy and of the high-profile offices of state, while politicians of the right have got the purse strings, which perhaps reveals something about Macron's priorities. His foreign policy is unlikely to change enormously from the outgoing administrations, while he wants to carry out some fairly significant pro-free market reforms on the economic front. But it's gone down pretty badly with established politicians of both the right and the left who believe, quite accurately, that Macron is trying to split their parties and even destroy them by trying to recruit first politicians from either side and then, of course, voters. France goes back to the polls in 4.5 weeks for parliamentary elections, and Macron is hoping that voters abandon their sitting MP, whether that's someone centre-right or a socialist, in order to vote for a new candidate from his largely untested list of candidates for La République En Marche.
And what can African countries expect in terms of future engagement with France?
Well, it's important to note that France's major commitment in Africa at the moment is Mali, Operation Barkhane, which sent 4,000 French soldiers to Mali in January 2013 to try and push out Islamist groups that had taken possession of cities in the north of Mali. They remain there, although, of course, those jihadist groups were pushed out of cities like Timbuktu, but they now sort of police the Sahel and keep an eye out for people smugglers, drug smugglers, and, of course, Islamist groups. Now, the main architect of that policy under François Hollande was Jean-Yves Le Drian, who was then Defence Minister and is now Foreign Minister. So that's a pretty clear sign that Emmanuel Macron wishes to remain committed to France's intervention in Mali. And of course he's going there on one of his first international trips. He arrives in Mali on Friday. So I think African countries which have become used to a certain degree of commitment from France to their security can be reassured that that will be maintained under Emmanuel Macron.
Elena Casas, live for us in Paris. Thank you for joining us.